Hey rabbits, Head Hair Phoebe here, and today is another rabbit remedy for you. This one is about how to journal fast. If you're someone like me who loves to journal, and this might be relevant to lots of people who have a lived or living experience of distress or mental health issues or diagnosis, because it is very commonly talked about that journaling can be really helpful and cathartic and creative and a productive thing to do for all sorts of reasons. I've always been a really keen journalist, diarist. I love keeping a record of my life, written or in pictures or documents and scrapbooks, for a number of probably same reasons as everybody else, but I also think it's great to I really think it's great to look back at your trials and tribulations, your distress, your challenges, your triumphs, achievements, and lessons that you've learned. So I'm very keen on journaling. I was a bit slow on the uptake with this idea, and when it dawned on me, I was like, "Wow, I've had an epiphany." And it's probably just very simple. People are like, "Yeah," but I'm making a rabbit remedy about it because I do think it's really helpful. Writing journals can just take a lot of time, and it can be a little bit draining. And so, obviously, audio journals could be very fast, effective, and very time smart. So here is my free tips for the rabbit remedy of how to journal fast. Audio journaling. Pick a voice recorder app from your app store and pick one that's easy for you to use, that you like and is easy for you. So that's one. And tip two, record your audio journal as soon as you can, if practicable, sort of in the moment. Be present in the moment and do it if you can, because then you probably going to articulate things in a better way, and in a way that when you hear it played back, you're back in that moment again, and it all makes sense, and it's just articulated well, and everything's captured. And because if you don't do it straight away, sometimes you actually forget. You might not necessarily forget some of the emotions, but you might forget little facts or thoughts or ideas that you did want to record and capture in an audio journal. And second to that, I think if you just put it on the to-do list, you end up with loads of audio journal entries with a quick note on what you were going to record, and it just becomes another thing to do, and you might end up with loads of them, and it's hard to get into a routine like that. So record your audio journals as soon as you can, and it becomes as a habit and less of a job that I have to sit down and do this, because then you're just having the same experience of having to sit down and write in a journal. And it might be an idea to, if you're not someone that needs to do an audio journal or any kind of journal every day, because you don't want to, you don't need to maybe have a little bit of a schedule, a frequent, consistent, a balanced schedule of recording your journal in chunks. You might want to do it every week or a fortnight, or just do a big one every month if that works for you. And that way you can do audio journaling in a time smart way, in manageable chunks. So there's an idea. And tip three, once you have your audio journal recording, well, firstly, obviously, store it somewhere, maybe upload it to a computer or a hard drive or online cloud space. And then remember that once you have that recording, you can use that for the speech to text function. And then once you have that piece of text, in no matter what format it is, it can be a simple copy and paste into a type of document you want. And then you do actually have written journals as well. some people are listening to going, I do speech to text all the time. I've done speech to text in the car, and that's how I do most of my documents. It's just because I'm slow on the uptake of this one. And even though some of my rabbit remedies and hair snippets have evolved over years, or it could be over more deep and meaningful things than this, I just like to share things because sometimes it hasn't dawned on other people either. And sometimes I hear things from people, it's been an epiphany from them, and I'm like, oh, that's easy. And then other times they share an idea, and I go, that is gold. Really simple, and I'm also quite shocked that I didn't think of that, but it's great. So I just share weekly as we go along. So if you're someone that really likes journaling and getting maybe a little bit tired of writing or want to change it up, Rabbit Remedy, try some audio journaling with those 3 tips. It might be really helpful.